I think we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to do meditation and foreign affairs, and then I think the meditation should give us another new outfit, so that'll be fun. So, foreign affairs and meditation. 4 years ago, the Duchess of Hellas tried to foment an insurrection in northern Ixion, just over the Galvan River border. Not only did that fail, but in retaliation, Ixion pushed troops into southern Marie. Tambula to the north underwent a peasant revolution shortly after you were born. The nobles either fled or were killed, and the new rulers have so far refused to establish official diplomatic ties with Nova. While they are not friendly, neither are they enemies, at least not yet. You close your eyes and relax every muscle of your body in turn, letting that feeling travel down you from your head to your fingertips and toes. You take slow, deep breaths, letting the air move through your body, feeling it give you life and energy. And we have a new outfit. You wander downstairs to visit your father and talk about the latest events in the domain. You're moving with such enthusiasm that you don't realize your father isn't alone until it's too late to avoid him and his companion. You were too kind, Jocelyn. Countess Siren, not a member of your circles. She's a bit more than a decade your senior, far too old to have been your friend, and yet not at all old as noblewomen go. She has 2 minor titles, no husband, and your father's arm in her grasp. You take a deep breath. Let's greet her politely. You manage to smile at her in what you hope is a welcoming manner. Good day, you. Good day to you, Countess. Your Highness, good day to you as well. I was just speaking with your father about... Well, it wasn't important. Please, allow me to excuse myself. I don't wish to be in the way. She bows at you and exits. Once she's gone, you raise an eyebrow at your father. Don't give me that look, young lady. She's a nice woman, nothing more. She wants something more, and it's not going to happen anytime soon. You should be careful how you deal with people like Siren. You need goodwill of your nobles as well as your commoners. There haven't been any problems so far. As queen, you must be aware of everything around you. We don't have any intrigue. I am paying attention to what's around me. Alright. Let's do another pressured, and then I think at that point we would be able to get willful up without making us super lonely. So we're gonna do that. And we're gonna look at our new outfit. Priestess. Very cute. I like the purple, the little knots. Great. But I don't think we're gonna wear it right now because I want to wear it for a conversation once we have bonuses to that. So we're gonna go back to the tea dress so that we have closer to what we want, because I want us to get back so that we can get more conversation. So royal demeanor, history, faith. So we're gonna do faith. Probably lore, and we'll do world history. Because our royal demeanor is basically maxed. So, world history, we're gonna do lore. We're gonna save as well. Okay. Let's go! You look at a globe of the world, reading names of places so distant you can't remember ever hearing about them. And other areas left blank because no explorer may venture. Okay, let's try this again. You look at a globe of the world, reading names of places so distant you can't remember ever hearing about them, and other areas left blank because no explorer or venturer has ever returned. Legend has it that long ago a horde of Vieni on the back of the tentacled monsters rode into the Valley of Mead, laying waste to all of their path. Their conquest was only halted when a Lumen raised a giant flood to drown the invaders. Legend says that the island domain of Malini was once a single island instead of a cluster, until an invading Novan queen raised a terrible pillar of fire that shattered the land into pieces. It is that time of year to decide any necessary adjustments to the royal budget. The majority of the money we received is already spoken for, but there is always some room for discretion. We don't know Jack. So we're gonna lower taxes. I think we have enough money. Let's lower the taxes a little, as you wish. Because we didn't have the ability to keep them the same. Let's see, where are we at? Alright, let's do this. Hopefully that'll get us... No, we're still yielding. I think we're gonna need to get our pressured up one more. Or try and be cheerful. We'll see. I think we're gonna be at the same world, demeanor, history, faith, yeah. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do more lore and world history. And then that will give us another new outfit. We're just collecting all the outfits, guys. This is the outfit playthrough. You read about the western continent, Yver. Yep, we're going with that. It's Yver now. Where civilizations flourished so long ago that the ancestral Novans were still living in caves. No one knows what became of them. The population vanished without a trace, leaving only their enormous stone buildings. In the distant past, the Yeveni tribes to the east rode great beasts with spines and tentacles on their heads instead of horses. The bones of these creatures are sometimes found in the Lillian mead, and their tusks are valuables to crafters. And we have a new outfit. At the height of the Novan Empire, all the major dukes and duchesses were lumens, and they conquered their enemies with beams of light and terrible summoned monsters. These monsters eventually broke loose, killing their captors and destroying the old capital on Carthra Lake. The resulting chaos shook the empire. 200 years ago, a great force of darkness covered Nova, threatening to wipe all of the life in the domain. It took the self-sacrifice of the queen and her complement of lumens. Apparently a group of lumens is a complement to defeat the doom. Only the Duke of Ursel refused to join the defense and therefore survived. You are requested to stand in judgment by a man who is convicted of murder by strangling of his wife. He does not deny the act, but requests a pardon that he might be set free. If you admit you killed your wife, why do you think I'm going to set you free? Save me, your majesty! Wasn't my fault! Demons made me do it! Everyone knows the power of magical beasties. They used me. They twisted my fingers into chains. My wife found me screaming. She tried to shake me, and the chains wrapped around her. I need the priestesses to bless me and make me clean again. Demons that make you attack people. Is that even possible? Gonna imprison him. Whether they were demons or not, you still killed a woman, your wife. I will not forgive you for that. You will be imprisoned for the rest of your life. He opens his mouth to argue with you further, but then his shoulder slumps. Yes, your majesty. Apparently he's related to the woman that tried to kill the Duchess of whatever. Marie. Alright, so we're gonna try... So right now I think we're yielding. We're still yielding. It's gonna make us lonely. Lonely and cheerful. I think this can get rid of lonely, though. So we're gonna go with this. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We're lonely. Great. We got conversation, so that's a plus. Is that what this one is? Scholar gowns. Very cute. Like a little... She looks kind of like one of those cute, like, secretary, you know, A-line dresses or whatever. Alright, we're gonna go do conversation, though. Because conversation is something we can do again. So, let's do just court manners. We're just gonna do 2 in court manners. This is so much easier now that I have this rule. Just, I can only pick from the bonuses. You study the traditions of ballroom etiquette, how to politely accept and defer an offer. You memorize the correct title for every servant in the castle. Treating servants with respect ensures good service. To directly challenge someone's honor is to declare war. Never make a public accusation of cowardice, treason, infidelity, or murder unless you are prepared to face mortal enemies. And on that note, you study the etiquette of dueling. As a monarch, you are expected to embody the virtues of honesty, bravery, and generosity. You should always offer to aid those in need. However, those you aid personally are expected to give you their utmost loyalty, even unto death. You receive word that the murderer you condemned to prison has escaped. A large explosion rocked the jail he was in, destroying the walls and setting many dangerous criminals free. Great. It will now fall to the royal treasury to repair the damage. Great. Alright. We are lonely. Does this affect lonely? No, it'll make us less angry. Which, let's do that, actually. Slightly more neutral, I guess. Lovely. So we're gonna do more conversation. We're gonna do 1 court manners and 1 flattery, maybe? Yeah, let's do that. You study the forms of written address, how to issue and decline invitations, how to announce an impending visit, and how to correspond with the rulers of foreign domains. You study the language of flowers and the secret meanings that can be communicated through a gift or of a bouquet. You study the rules of behavior in foreign courts so that you may seem at home in any setting. Nothing more to learn from court manners. Visual elements are best to flatter on first meetings. They're expected to be noticed right away. If you spent more time with someone, suddenly complimenting their attire will ring false. Small personal details help make the recipient of your flattery feel that you have truly noticed them, which is always better than a simple, "How nice you look." Most people want to believe that they are successful and well-liked more than they want to believe that they are handsome. Play to their beliefs that they will be inclined to enjoy your company, even they should know better. I regret to inform you that Fabian, Earl of Titan and Duke Regent of Elith, has passed. This isn't really a surprise. He was pretty old. The problem is the political implications. With the control of Elith in doubt, it falls to the crown to make decisions. Young Lord Adair will not reach his 15th birthday for over 2 years. He requires a regent. His stepmother, Erisay, and Duchess of Lilia, has petitioned that the boy be left in her care. This would, however, leave her in personal control of 2 neighboring duchies, which is generally forbidden. Almost the entire eastern border. I don't know anything really bad about her, though. The boy does have a living grandfather, the Earl of Ishtar, or you may appoint an unrelated noble to act in his stead. The Earl of Ishtar has suggested another possibility, that you and Adair are both young, not too far apart in age. He requests that we expect the boy as your future husband and keep him here at the castle. So I think we're going to send him to our uncle. What about your brother Armand? Armand. He would be a safe pair of hands to watch over Adair. As you wish. Alright. Less depressed. Let's do that. Okay. We're gonna change outfits because we've got a pretty high everything in conversation. So let's do outfits. Okay. History or faith is what I'm thinking. Let's do history. Yeah, I think that'll work. So we're gonna do... Let's just do flattery and public speaking. Let's just get them both. Okay. Let's go. We're about halfway there, guys. Your teacher asks you questions about made-up nonsense, pushing you to improvise answers smoothly and swiftly without having to worry about them being correct. You read collections of famous historical speeches and practice saying them in convincingly dramatic fashion. You borrow the menu for an upcoming banquet and practice delivering it as a dramatic speech to an audience of confused chambermaids. A certain class of dramatic personality believes utterly that they are ugly and unpopular, even if this is untrue. Flattering their appearance will make them pull away and mistrust you. Instead, compliment their intelligence. This tends to be their weakness. Most people want to believe that they are special and will react well to hints that they are receiving slightly better treatment than others. However, too obvious favoritism will stir resentment, and only the vain enjoy it. The most reliable form of flattery is to convey that you honestly like the target, enjoy spending time with them, and wish them to think well of you. Alright. There's a woman here to see you. She is a musician and wishes crown patronage. Which means money. Your Royal Highness, if you accept me as a member of your court, I will immortalize you in word and song. I have dabbled in musical styles from many countries and can entertain your guests and lighten your evenings. And we've got nothing. The musician sings a little ditty to demonstrate her skills with the lute. She's actually pretty good. We're gonna accept her. Because why not? Very well, you may remain as part of the court. I will do my best for you. Alright. We are lonely. We need to be pressured, which would make us yielding. Is there anything that could make us pressured? No, it's this one. Okay. What do I think is going to make us yielding? It is. But I think... Where's our mood? So... I feel like we need one more pressured. And then when we knock the 2, that'll put us... It'll still make us yielding. God, I hate this so much. I've gotten into a rut. Alright, Royal Demeanor, History, Faith. Alright, let's do some history. Well, Faith's got a bigger bonus, so it might actually be better to buff that one right now. Let's just do both. We're going to do lore, because it's getting close to max, and I think we may be able to max it. So we're going to do lore. Let's do foreign affairs. Southeast lies the domain of Talassi, with which we have enjoyed fairly cordial relations. Sedna, their chief province, borders the Novan Duchy of Elith, and nobles from the 2 provinces have been known to intermarry. The Duchy of Lilia was not part of the pre-imperial Nova domain, but the western range of the Yeva nomads, a faction of Yevena who wished to settle, offered their allegiance willing to Novan Queen, and their chief was named a duke. A Lumen once tried to lift a curse from enchanted spring water, whose water was poisonous and glowed green. After dispelling the magic, she tested the water and fell dead. The green glow was not a curse, but a spell placed by a Lumen long before to warn everyone away from the spring's natural poison. A Lumen may willingly surrender control of his or her magic to another. This was how the Novan Empire came to dominate the world, a growing force of Lumens focused on singular ruler, granting that king or queen immense power. You received a letter from young Lord Adair. So far, he's enjoying himself with your uncle Armand in Mazomba. He says the trees look different and there are a lot more frogs. He looks forward to visiting Lookout Fort at Shepherd's Point. Nice. So he did something nice for the boy. Alright. Maybe we'll more make us pressured. Okay. So. Basically maxed lore. We'll do divination. We'll do another foreign affairs. We're about at the halfway point. Because the Lilians are descended from Yeveni castouts who are officially shunned, the Yevna nomads do not acknowledge that Lilia even exists. They treat their western borders as an invisible wall, and Novan emissaries as travelers from an impossibly distant land. Over the mountains to the northeast lie the desert of the Piraeus tribes, who are traditionally hostile to Nova, but too lacking in resources to mount a credible threat. Small groups of Pyrrhian raiders are sometimes found in Kegel and Sudbury. You read about signs that have presaged famous disasters, such as the seas running red before the doomed shadow fell upon Nova 200 years ago. You read about King Latmir and how he knew he was destined for greatness when he saw the shape of a crown in a spiderweb. Staring up at the sky outside your window, you notice a strange flash of light. A falling star! Pretty. We missed that one. Divination's still not high enough. Let's try this. Please? Alright, no. Alright, it's still just the furthest one to the left, so if we can get just anything else. Alright. I think we're gonna do the same thing. Try and get foreign affairs. I think we can max out foreign affairs this time. Don't think we're gonna max out divination. Nope. Cancel. Not what I wanted to do. So, we'll do that. The domain of Terax, far from the south, was warred with Ixion on and off for centuries, even when both were part of the Novan Empire. Your grandmother assisted the Ixionites in putting down the last disagreement 32 years ago. The island domain of Milani was once a small outpost of the Novan Empire, but was simply forgotten about in the chaos 600 years ago. They were so pleased to have gained their independence without violence that they have remained a strong trade partner to this day. Read about animal omens, in particular the flights of birds. You learn about signs which sometimes appear in grounds or leaves at the bottom of the cup. You study the interpretation of dreams, with warnings that dreams are easily forgotten, misremembered, or warped by thoughts and desires rather than true vision. I have unpleasant news to report. Talaris, the Duke of Sedna, has instituted high tariffs and trade restrictions at the Elith border. Business is disrupted, and there are growing shortages of supplies. We're going to send emergency aid. The royal treasury will pay to keep the people fed. Very well. Alright. Very short. It makes me concerned. So we're just past the halfway point. We're almost there. We may yet make it to 16 or 15 or whatever we're trying to get to. I don't remember. Let's try and get cheerful. We're just gonna try and be cheerful. I think we're lonely. We are. Alright, what can we do with lonely? Conversation and medicine. So let's get conversation up, shall we? I think 1 in public speaking would be able to finish it off. So we can do poison, conversation. What was it? It wasn't conversation. It was conversation. Public speaking. Okay. The first treatment for the most ingested poisons is to purge the stomach by forcing the victim to eat powdered charcoal, which can absorb dangerous substances. You learn about debate techniques and practice them by trying to convince a castle gardener why a new fountain would be a good idea. Your teacher assigns you to create and memorize a short speech of your own. Your teacher assigns you to read about a subject, memorize a few good phrases for the beginning and ending of a speech, and then make up the rest on the spot. So we've almost maxed out that one. My lady, there are letters for you. Another letter from Bryony. What does she keep writing me? We're never even friends. She says she's bored and lonely, and she's looking forward to seeing me at Gwenella's birthday party. That's right, Gwenella's about to turn 15. She'll be Duchess of Sudbury for real now. The other letter must be an invitation to her birthday celebration next week. Gwenella and I are friends at school, and this will be a big event, but it's also a long way to travel. A lot of things can happen on the road. You remember dreaming about a road through a dark forest surrounded by monsters like the Keithong your father told you about. Of course, the old forest is nowhere near Sudbury. We're gonna send regrets, because we do not have the stats to survive. I better stay here. Alright. Because essentially what happens on the road is you get attacked by archers, and you need to have battlefield medicine and archery and reflexes, and we don't have 2 of those 3, and even our reflexes I don't think we have a lot of. We're just gonna see what happens. We're still lonely, which I think if we just have to max one of these 2 out. I'm working on it. This is a pain in my ass. All right, so we're gonna leave conversation as it is. What am I wearing? I'm wearing the history one. Okay, that's fine. Well, I guess medicine's basically our only option. So, we'll do a poison and battlefield. Certain poisons will counteract each other, such that either of their own will kill the victim, but carefully applying a matching amount of the other will cure. If a victim is stabbed with a poisoned spine of a sea urchin, the spine must be removed carefully and the affected area soaked in very hot water in order to cook out the poison. You learn that wounds, even minor ones, should be washed as soon as possible to prevent dirt from growing under the skin. Sigh. All of our friends are at Gwenella's party and I don't even get to go. I sent her a note with my regrets and a gift, and she accepted, so at least she's not upset. We will get together sometime after my coronation when things are less hectic. Alright. I want to be less lonely. Please. The only way to be less lonely. We're just gonna do this. We're gonna max out cheerfulness eventually. In the meantime, we're gonna get a lot of medicine done, I guess. We'll do battlefield and herbs. You learn that willow bark can be used to relieve aches and fever. You learn that blood loss wastes life energy. Bleeding should be stopped through bandages, pressure, and elevation. You learn that minor burns should be cooled, washed, and gently wrapped to keep them clean like a cut. Major burns and scalding, such as boiling oil, are untreatable on the battlefield. The Duchess of Lilia has sent you a gift. What is this? It's a cushion, finely embroidered with the design of a running horse. It's well done and clearly required hours and hours of needlework, but it's also fairly useless. That's nice, I guess. Horses have been important in Lilia since even before it was part of Nova, but this isn't a horse, it's just a pillow. Why couldn't she have sent me a horse? We'll keep it. Find a chair or sofa to set it on. I've never actually had that response, that's really funny. Because we had enough horse knowledge, guys. Aren't you proud? We know the horses. Alright, I'm gonna do cheerful. I'm trying to get us to be cheerful. We can't get any more lonely. Alright, so battlefield medicine it is. We could max out flattery, but it would kind of be a waste to deal with something when it's that high. Because we're only gonna get 9 when we could get, I think, 25 with that bonus. So, herbs, and we'll get another outfit, guys. We're getting so many outfits, so we're just gonna do 2 herbs, because why not? Let's do herbs and poison, actually, because I feel like poison's gonna be more helpful. And we're gonna save as well. You'll learn that feverfew can be used to reduce tensions and headaches. You learn that oil of cloves rubbed on the skin can relieve pain, particularly in teeth. And we have a new outfit. It's possible to become immune to the venom of a particular snake by routinely ingesting very small amounts. However, this protection is temporary and will not provide any help against other snakes. Cinnabar dust causes tremors, anxiety, and eventually death if ingested over long term. It is mostly a problem for minors, but can be dangerous if it is routinely added to someone's food. There is no cure, but most will slowly recover if they have no more dust. Good to know. The Duchess of Mead is here to see you, my lady. Hello, Elodie. I'm sorry to trouble you, but have you seen Bryony? No, not since I left school. She shakes her head. She's gone missing. She's not at school where she should be. I know she was unhappy, but I never expected. She wrote me a letter saying that she was bored and looking for adventure, but that's all I know. Oh, I missed something. I hope she hasn't done anything too foolish, my poor little lamb. I have to go look for her. So I do know what happened to her, because that was actually the plot line I was trying to get us to do before, since it's incredibly difficult. If you remember earlier, our father mentioned a Keithong coming from the Old Forest, I think that's what it was called. And Bryony, if you have enough lore, and you survive to get to the birthday party, I think it was Gwenella's birthday party, then you can talk to Bryony, and you will pick up on that she wants to explore the Old Forest. And if you have enough stats in other things, you can sneak out and go to the Old Forest. And the farthest I've gotten into the Old Forest is the first encounter into the Old Forest, where I immediately fucking died. Because you have to have maxed horse, you have to have maxed sword, you have to have maxed detect magic, and maxed wield magic. And considering all of the things you need to get to that point, I just wasn't able to get past it, and you end up dying, like, strangled by a magic vine or something like that. But I was hoping to get us to the Old Forest, because I have never seen past that. But it is very hard to get to. I may do another playthrough with a walkthrough, just so I can see it, because I haven't looked at any walkthroughs yet. But let's continue this line that we have here, because it seems to actually be going pretty well. We actually have a pretty wide variety of high skills. And they're semi-random, but very helpful. Let's do some more cheerful. Alright. We can look at her new outfit, which I think is a nurse. Yes, nurse's gown. Very cute. Not my favorite. One of my favorites, I think, is the one you get. It's either animal handling or weapons. I don't remember the two. Which I've never gotten all of the outfits, but I've had most of them. I actually may have had all of... I don't think I've had the athletics one, but I think I've had all the others. But the military one is really good too. Alright, so conversation and medicine. I'm gonna do more medicine. We're gonna change outfits, actually. Either history or faith. Let's do faith. I feel like it would do more good at faith. So we're doing our priestess robes. And we're gonna do... Let's do poison and battlefield. You learn that soldiers should never sleep in damp clothes or on damp ground. This is unhealthy. You learn that latrines, food waste, and burials must be kept far away from living quarters to avoid spreading disease. Holes should be dug deep and covered after use. The herb tansy is a mild poison with particular effects on lower forms of life. Rubbed on the skin, it repels insects. Drunk as tea, it drives out worms from the stomach. Unfortunately, this sometimes makes people very ill. Belladonna berries are purple, juicy-looking, and sweet. Eating a handful of them causes blindness, followed by death. It can be treated very carefully with a paste of calabar beans, which is also poisonous. As you are walking through the great hall, a freak gust of wind suddenly blows all the candles out in the room. An omen of war and danger. There are no signs of where the danger may be coming from, so there's nothing you can do about it. Perhaps it's nothing. So I think I know vaguely what path we're on, and I don't think we can win. Okay, so I think if we do one more cheerful, that will make us cheerful. Yes, we are cheerful. I think it's the first time we've been cheerful ever. Conversation and athletics. Not a useful one. Alright. Alright, I think that may be where we call it for today. Since we're 2/3 of the way through the game, I will finish this playthrough probably in one more video, I'm thinking, after this one. And then we'll get back to the Long Dark. So we'll have kind of a mini-series of Long Live the Queen, and we'll get back to our survival of the Long Dark. After the Long Dark, I plan on doing a Vampire Bloodlines the Masquerade. I've got the patch and everything sorted out for that. I've actually done some playtesting to make sure it works. And also it's a really fun game to play. So that's my current plan right now. And then I will also be doing more free horror interspersed as I feel necessary. I've still got like 5 games to play, but I just haven't really been in the mood to play them. Also with the whole mouse deal, I haven't really been able to play them. I'm hoping to, I think those 3 playthroughs should get me to October, and I'm wanting to do some sort of horror something in October. I'll figure it out and keep you guys in the loop. In the meantime, I will see you guys next time, and I hope you guys have a good week. See ya!